Do black
up.
people need the NAACP now?
I think it's more relevant now than before.
And why?
Because with all the race issues, the KKK hasn't left. They just changed their robes. They went from white robes to black robes, and they're now judges and policemen.
And so what is the NAACP doing to stop the KKK and stuff like that? What are they doing to stop it?
So part of what we do is, in Compton, the race relations with the law enforcement is not a good one. It should be better because we have mostly African-American elected officials, but the police and law enforcement does not look like the community.
But the problem in Compton is more with the blacks and Mexicans than it is with police.
Not really.
They hate each other over there.
Well, they hate each other. They're a product of their community. They've been taught that.
Who taught the blacks and Mexicans to hate one another?
Systematic racism.
Who is the system? Welcome to the Fallen State. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. The Black Lives Matter movement is major here in the Los Angeles area. I have with me Paulette Simpson Gibson. She is president of the NAACP Compton, California chapter. And Paulette, I appreciate you coming.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You are a minister too. Are you a reverend or a preacher? Or?
I'm a preacher.
Preacher.
I'm an associate minister at Greater Faith Missionary Baptist Church.
And National Association. What is the NAACP?
You black, you don't know?
No.
National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Colored people, yeah.
We're going to pull your card.
I know. You probably won't find mine there. But let me ask, do black people need the NAACP now?
I think it's more relevant now than before.
And why?
Because with all the race issues, the KKK hasn't left. They just changed their robes. They went from white robes to black robes, and they're now judges and policemen.
And so what is the NAACP doing to stop the KKK and stuff like that? What are they doing to stop it?
So part of what we do is, in Compton, the race relations with the law enforcement is not a good one. It should be better because we have mostly African-American elected officials, but the police and law enforcement does not look like the community.
But the problem in Compton is more with the blacks and Mexicans than it is with police.
Not really.
They hate each other over there.
Well, they hate each other. They're a product of their community. They've been taught that.
Who taught the blacks and Mexicans to hate one another?
Systematic racism. It's by design. They both have the same economic poverty. They have the same issues and problems. But if you have issues, for instance, if you have black gangs and Latino gangs, some of the issues with law enforcement is that they're gang members too. They just wear uniforms. But some of the law enforcement put the gangs against each other. They may take you from one set and put you in another one.
So
or they do things that make you think that another set is doing it when they're not.
You saying that white people are causing blacks and Mexicans to hate each other in Compton?
White people, and I'm not necessarily saying white people.
You
I'm
said
saying
the
necessarily
system.
them.
Who
The
is the
system
system
itself.
Who is the system?
Well, it comes from white people, from the system, the government itself. I'm saying it's like they inherited stuff. For instance, the educational system in Compton, if you don't teach your children how to work to get along, they're separating everything they do. They don't learn each other's culture. Once they're taught to understand each other and their differences and accept them, they won't tend to hate each other.
Who should teach them to treat the fellow man in the right way? The system or the parents?
I think it should come from home, but I think you can only teach what you know.
Who is the system?
The system is, we say white people, but they're not necessarily in charge. Even black people, they have an ideology that they're not black. There's some black people that don't like to be around black people, or there are some black people that think they've arrived and don't think racism exists. They're part of the problem too.
What's a quote-unquote African-American thinking? What kind of thinking is that?
As for me as an African American?
Well, you said that there are those blacks who don't think like that.
Well, because some people think that black people should be a certain way, right? Some black people think, because I made it out, I don't want to come back to Compton. I want to live in Beverly Hills or another environment, but they think that I don't really like how black people live. They think, to me, you make your environment. I have black young ladies My oldest daughter is a school teacher in Compton, but she also studied abroad in South Africa. She studied abroad in London. She graduated with honors from Clark University, born and raised in the inner city. But like you said, from her home, we taught her self-respect, self-love.
Right.
But when she go to school, when other kids don't have the same teaching that she do, she still have to live with those kids. She still grew up in the same system.
Is she afraid for her life?
You know what? That particular daughter might be. Her way of thinking is maybe she's a little more sheltered. Now I have another daughter just the opposite of her. She went to Compton High School, grew up in Compton, so she can hang with Compton,
So
but they could go to school in Torrance.
She's more of a gangster.
Yeah, she's more of a...
And then the other girl is more of a white woman.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, because she went to school in Torrance with the white kids. So
See that?
Yeah.
I want to go back to something. Did you know that the Mexicans in Mexico hate black people in Mexico? And that wasn't the system teaching them that. They hate them, so when they come here, a lot of them are gang members that are coming across the borders, and they're supported by the gang lords to keep the butt of black people and black gang members and stuff like that. Did you know that?
No, but that makes sense now that you say that, because but that hatred comes from somewhere. It's like, if you put little kids
But
together...
it didn't come from the system in America. It came from there, from Mexico.
Well, what about the Mexicans that are born here? They still hate.
They hate black people?
But then black people hate each other. White people hate. So hate is just something that's being taught. But it doesn't matter really what country it is.
Who is teaching the hatred?
People that hate.
Like who? Is it the parents teaching them that? Or other black people teaching black people?
I think parents teach hate.
Oh, so it's not the white man then?
But my parents didn't teach me to think the way I do.
They didn't teach you to hate?
No, my parents think I'm kind of a rebel.
Right.
They think that I'm like Afrocentric, like I'm like Black Panther. They didn't teach me that because my parents are just the opposite of that.
Right. So,
they're like, can we all just get along?
Right. So why did you become so radical and you had a good father and mother teaching you the right way? What happened to you?
Because that wasn't the right way. That was the submissive, wrong way to accept whatever. The right way is to be able to stand up for yourself and to fight injustices and don't be a coward.
Did your parents teach you not to speak up?
Well, they wouldn't do what I do. They wouldn't speak up. They just take it.
But they didn't teach you not to speak up, right?
Like if I was in school and I didn't think things was right, I would say something about it. And my mom would be like, well, it'll be okay. Don't worry about it. It's like, no, it won't be okay until we make it okay. If it's wrong, we have to address it.
But it's only getting worse with you speaking up rather than getting better. You notice that?
It depends on what perspective you're looking at, if it's worse or not.
You said that the injustice is still there. Blacks are going to jail.
Well,
the Mexicans and blacks
not
are hating one another.
Right. So your perspective is, if it's getting worse, it's getting worse because the people are still in control that is doing what they do. For instance, in our community, with home loans and things, mortgages and predatory lenders, they're in our community more so than any other community. There are things that are allowed to happen in our community that wouldn't happen anywhere else. Law enforcement in our community, and I think it's a shame that the things that you see, human trafficking, prostitution on the street, you don't see that things in other community, and it's not because we don't have any different law enforcement. Is it because law enforcement don't care in the Compton community and they may care in Beverly Hills or anywhere else?
That's because you people are allowing them to be that way. You're allowing
Who
that
is
to
your
happen.
people?
The blacks and Mexicans that live over there.
So what they supposed to do about it?
Get out and protest it and stop it. Be decent people and stop it. They're only doing it because the people are corrupt.
That's exactly right. And they're only doing it because they're allowed to do it. So who's corrupt? Our leaders are corrupt that work with them. Either they're corrupt or they're afraid.
Right.
Law enforcement is a tough gangsters.
Right, but they don't have to be if the citizenry were tough. But they're not tough. They're immoral. They're morally bankrupt. So if the people are corrupt, then the government will be corrupt.
Well, if the government is corrupt and the people are scared or weak, a lot of them don't know what to do. A lot of them, like our elders, believe that you should respect, and they were taught to respect law enforcement no matter what. But you can cooperate with the police, do whatever you're supposed to do with the police, and you could still wind up in jail or dead.
Right, but if you were decent people over there, you would hold press conferences. You would get the attention of the media, so the media can get the attention of the public, and something will be done.
Well, I guess I'm really a decent person because I hold press conferences all the time. But just like I hold a press conference, the media may come and media may not come.
Right.
Depends on what they think is important or not. So some things that the media perception makes a big difference too. So you can have like just what happened. We had a young man get killed on 108th and Western. You see the different perspective. I had a gang member got killed in Compton. You see a different perspective. The media don't come out, but if the police get killed, they come out. Even if that police is corrupt, dirty, or whatever, then they holler, oh, blue lives matter. Yeah, blue lives do matter. All lives matter. But some lives are taken at an alarming rate and not considered at all.
Black Lives Matter, is that a good organization or evil?
Well, I don't think it's an evil organization. I think it's a necessary organization.
Is it good?
I think it's good. I'm not declaring that people should go around killing police, and I'm not declaring that.
But that's
thinking that
what
we should
they are.
declare. All of them don't think that way.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They don't denounce
Every
it.
black man.
They don't denounce it. So they're going along. They think that way because if they didn't think that way and agree with it, they would denounce it. So all of them believe the same thing. Do you support what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want it? Now. Pigs in the blanket, fry 'em like bacon. You're the president of the NAACP. Do you support that?
No, I do not.
Did you go out and denounce it?
No, I didn't.
Do you support it?
No, I don't.
Yes, you did.
And I
Why
just
didn't
think
you
they said it,
denounce
but that's
Why
another
didn't you
group that
denounce
said
it?
it. That's not all
Why
of them.
didn't you denounce it?
Because this is the first time somebody asked me. I do not agree with that. But just
Why
like
didn't
I
you
don't
denounce
agree
it?
with them killing police, I do not agree with police killing
But
unarmed
why
men
did
either.
you denounce Black Lives Matter?
Because they don't all think like that.
They do think like that.
No, they don't.
Why did they denounce it then? They do agree
Now,
with
I don't
it.
know why they do what they
You're
do.
not telling me why you didn't hold a press conference and say Black Lives Matter are wrong for calling for the death of police officers. Why did you denounce
Because
it?
I just saw that today when I looked it up about them saying that, making that statement.
This is the
But
first time you heard of it.
that statement in particular. Because there are Black Lives Matter in several different cities,
And they
right?
all have the same mentality.
Well, maybe not.
No, they do.
Because if you are an individual that go to a Black Lives Matter, I've been at rallies for NAACP where other groups have come. Black Lives Matter, New Black Panthers, the SCLC, different groups have came together
All those
for different
radicals.
issues. All of them are not radicals.
Yes, they are.
The NAACP is not radical.
Yes, it is.
Because you stand up for yourself does not make you a radical.
Well, they're standing
so
up for
if you
the
don't stand
wrong
up for
thing.
yourself,
They're standing up for the wrong things.
no, they're not standing up for the wrong thing. They're standing up for systematic racism. They stand inequality, injustice in their community,
That doesn't even
lack
exist.
of jobs in their community, lack of government treating them correctly. They're not.
That doesn't
Police
exist.
brutality, racism, racial profiling. They're standing up for issues that's real in their
No,
community.
those are illusions. Those are illusions. That
A
doesn't-
dead kid in the street shot in the back and handcuffed is not an illusion.
that's not racism, though.
But they're not killing white people like
That's
that.
not racism.
What is it?
It's evil. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
Well,
it's
America's just evil then. I
It's
agree with
either
you.
wrong or right. And then most of these people who are being killed or arrested by the police are thugs. They're not decent people.
Just because they choose to be a different lifestyle, they might be decent people. They're not
You
all of
can't
them
be
that they killed.
a thug is not a decent
They're
person.
not everybody they killed are thugs.
But they either resisted arrest or giving the cops problems, putting the cops on the edge. The officer needs to
Well,
protect
what about bad
themselves.
cops?
We
Are they
should-
thugs?
If they're bad, they're thugs.
Well, you got a bunch of them
But
that's
most
bad.
of the blacks who have been hurt or arrested are thugs.
No.
You
a lot of
agree,
the
right?
cops that shoot people without cause
No.
are thugs
Come
and
back.
gangbangers that are police officers that are gang members.
Come back to me. The ones who have been, the blacks who have been arrested and or killed are thugs.
Every last one of them.
I don't know of any decent one that's been done it, that's been killed or arrested. They were either resisting arrest or giving lip service or doing criminal records on their own. You can't name one decent black that was killed or arrested by a police officer.
I don't know all of their records. I just know
Right.
what the media tell us. As
And
soon
so
as
do
they
you
kill a
believe the
black
media?
person, I don't believe the media and I don't believe the police. As soon as they kill a black person, they're gonna say, oh, they had drugs in their system. Now they're gonna say they had a gun on them or in their car. They haven't even
And
checked
most
the car.
of the time they do.
If they plant it,
What?
yes.
If they plant it?
Yeah, are you one of the black people that think that they don't plant guns, they don't plant drugs? Do you think like that?
I mean, anything is possible, but for the most part, that's not happening.
Oh, you don't think?
Right.
If it happened one time, it's too many.
Am I white or black, since I don't think that way?
I think you in between right now. You an Oreo.
I'm an Oreo.
You might be in between right now. What you think? No, you black. Okay.
I'm black on the outside, but white on the inside.
That happens. Where are you from? That might happen.
Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, what?
You've been taught that.
Taught what?
Obey.
Obey what?
Obey the white man.
Obey the white man. No one taught me that.
Oh, they didn't teach you that?
I've never
They
taught
should
that.
have.
Why?
Because it's good to obey the white man.
I'm sorry?
It's good to obey the white man. Then you won't get in trouble. Then you won't get shot. You won't be labeled a thug. You're going to, when an officer come to you, you're going to say, yes, sir, yes, master. Or will you say, why did you stop me? Is it okay to question them?
Yes.
It is
but
okay.
you can say, why did you stop me? But do not give attitude. Follow the instruction of the police officer, and you can walk away.
And that's a good thing. And
But the
and
blacks
nothing
are
would
not
happen to
doing
you
that.
if you do that. Nothing would happen, right?
Right.
Okay.
Do you agree
ask
with
Sandra
that?
Bland.
What?
I want to ask Sandra Bland what happened.
Sandra Bland?
I wanna
She
ask you what
acted
happened.
out.
Because
She wouldn't
questioned them?
follow instructions. She would give lip service. She
Because
didn't
she
want
asked
her hand to.
questions?
She didn't want to be arrested.
Well,
And
she didn't do anything wrong.
She committed suicide. The officer did not kill her. She had already tried, according to all the reports, she had tried to commit suicide prior to going to jail. And once she went to jail, nobody came to get her. She called her folks. Nobody showed up. She ended up, and there was a witness who said she committed suicide. You don't believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
So you just don't want to believe the truth.
That's the truth.
You'd rather believe the lie over the truth, right?
I don't know that that's the truth. I'd rather believe that she did not kill herself. I believe she was
Why would
killed.
you rather believe a lie?
I don't think that's a lie.
No, it is.
No, I don't think that's a lie.
Let me ask you this.
Well,
Now,
so the Ezel Ford killed himself?
all those people are thugs.
Just because they're a thug, they don't deserve to be killed.
Thugs put themselves up to be killed. That's why they call
then how
thugs.
come-
Aren't you concerned that, or are you concerned that this is not happening to decent black people? It's only happening to the bad ones. Have you ever
It's not
wondered
just
about
happening to
that?
the bad ones. You have decent black men that police will target and racial profile, come to your own house. It depends on what neighborhood you live in. They may stop you, they may question you, wondering why you're in the neighborhood. That just happened in Chicago.
They
We have to
thought they
look
were
that
at
up.
the wrong house, so they're looking out for their neighborhood.
Is that what they were doing?
Isn't that the right thing to do?
No. You should know your neighbors.
You should
Don't
look
be
out for
afraid
your
of them.
neighborhood.
You should know your neighbors. If the black neighbor live next to you, could
But
be
you don't know
should
everybody that's coming in and out of your
Well,
neighborhood.
then you just don't call the police and say, there's a black man with a key going into his own house.
But why not?
Because mind your business.
Wow. So you don't look out for your neighborhood?
I know my neighbors. I wouldn't think it's strange for somebody to come. I know my neighbors. Police brutality is real.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is
It's
real.
an illusion.
No,
It
it's
is
not an
not
illusion.
real. It is not real. I promise you that.
And I promise you, it is real.
So you are the president of the NAACP, right?
Yes.
In Compton.
Yes.
And you're a minister.
Yes.
Are you a woman of truth?
Yes.
And how do you know you're of truth?
The word of God is the only truth that we have. But man is a human man on all sides is subject to sin, subject to hate, subject to lie.
So you think that you are a woman of truth because you know how to quote the Bible?
No, I don't think I'm an honest woman because it's a lifestyle. Now, I ain't said I don't lie. Everybody
You lie?
including you.
Do you lie?
Sometimes.
You lying now?
Not right now. Maybe tomorrow, but not right now. Try me tomorrow, though.
So if you are a liar, how are you an honest woman? And a preacher woman?
Because God is so good, he even saved a wretch like me.
But God said don't lie.
Yeah, all the time.
No, he didn't say all the time. He said don't lie.
Oh, but sometimes you can lie.
No,
Because he didn't say
period.
all the time. But he said
No,
sometimes.
all the time. Don't lie
But then he
means don't
said
ever
nobody's
lie.
perfect but him?
No. Stay with me. God said don't lie.
Uh-huh.
And if you say you're a preacher and you're an honest woman, why do you lie?
Because sometimes I lie when I need to, but maybe
When
that's
do you
not
need-
right. And I just say, you know what, God is so faithful to forgive. So when I lie, I say, Lord, please forgive me. And he's like, faithful to forgive. Like when you lie.
So
he's
I don't
faithful
lie.
to forgive. You
I don't
lying
lie.
right now when you tell me that
No.
when you tell me that the police only killed thugs, you know that's a lie because they killed a 6-year-old in the car with his dad, shot the car up. That was a police officer. That 6-year-old was not a thug.
He was in the car with a thug daddy.
So that make it okay?
The
Do you
daddy
know?
put the child's life at risk, not the police.
You almost sound worse than them fools that's killing the police. You talking about it's okay to kill that 6-year-old.
I didn't say it was okay.
Oh.
But it's not the police fault that the father put the child's life at risk knowing that he was a thug.
It's the police fault that you didn't check and see you shooting a kid and shooting the dad.
He's not supposed to check that. The police officers are to protect the good people from the bad.
So you didn't protect that baby?
They're not psychologists and...
they need to be.
No, they don't.
They got to be trained a little bit different.
No.
Because just explain this to me then. How can they, why are they killing all the black thugs, but you ain't killing the white thugs? You get white men shooting up the police and they carrying them out, go get the gun and handcuff them and walk them on out.
Well,
Probably take her to McDonald's and have a burger on the way.
There are more white people being killed by police than blacks.
They probably doing more.
And the only difference is the media, to keep people like you angry and confused, they're showing the blacks all the time to
the
keep
media?
you brainwashed.
The media?
Yeah.
The
Online,
media
these
misconstrue
cell phones.
stuff?
Yeah, the media.
The media?
They're using you.
Your show don't do that. It's a good show, right? It don't do that.
Don't do what?
Misconstrue and change the
No,
facts.
we tell the truth here.
And you always tell the truth
Yes.
and you don't mess up the facts.
Right, not at all. Because I want black people to see reality so that they can be free.
And what's the reality?
I got to ask you that black people are suffering not because this phony idea of police brutality, but due to the lack of moral character and the destruction of the family.
So
do
are
you
you
agree
black?
with that?
Are you black?
As the ace of spades. Why do you ask me if I'm black? You see I'm black.
My eyes could be deceiving me sometimes.
Why do you ask me
Because
if
when I see police brutality, now I might think my eyes are deceiving me. My eyes really don't believe what they see.
Why do you
My
ask me if
lying
I'm
eyes.
black?
I was just curious.
Why?
Because you asking me, you telling me all about the black people, and they don't have morals, and they don't have this, and that's why they're in this position that they in. Like, so you must be in the same position, because are you black?
I'm black, but I'm not in that position. I overcame immorality
How'd you do that?
by asking God to forgive me. Repent.
So you're going to be perfect from now on?
Yes, I'm working every day. I'm getting there.
You don't,
Even right now.
You getting there or you there?
I'm there. It's being perfected all the time.
So, when you fall short, what then?
I don't fall short.
You don't fall short, so
No.
you're the perfect man.
Yeah, I'm being
Now, I
made
got to
perfect.
reread my Bible.
I'm
because it
being
says
made
that
perfect by
perfect.
not falling short.
Oh, okay. I got to reread my Bible.